All right, let's begin. Um, Good morning, welcome. Um, the plan for this session is to begin with sort of an introduction and then a bit of a formal presentation, and then at the end, um, lots of time for Q&A. So if you have questions, you can enter them into the Q&A function in Zoom, and I'll just get to them in order as we go. But welcome. So my name is Dr. Jen Stevenson. I am the Associate Dean Academic in the Faculty of Arts and Science. And you might ask, what is an Associate Dean Academic? What do I do, and what is my connection to you and to this presentation? So my portfolio, I like to say, is everything to do with the academic experience for undergraduate students in the Faculty of Arts and Science. So I am part of the undergraduate student journey, beginning with events like this, beginning with recruitment and admission. Then once students are admitted, I'm involved in enrollment. I'm involved in helping you pick your courses. Of course, I don't do this myself. I have a very large team, about 25 people in student services in the Faculty of Arts and Science. And so we work with students in enrollment. We do academic advising. We are involved in the curriculum, in academic regulations, making sure everyone follows the rules. We are responsible for academic integrity, and then we follow the student journey all the way through to graduation. And we are the people who approve the degree lists, and in the end of your in your academic time at Queen's. So that's the whole student life cycle. I would also like to begin with a land acknowledgement. Even though we are in virtual space and we are all in different physical locations, I think it is still really important to recognize the physical situation of Queen's University. And Queen's University is in Kingston. It's also a region that we call Cataraqui, and Queen's sits on the traditional lands of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe peoples. And we are very grateful to live, learn, and work on those lands. Today, we're going to cover 5 reasons why we think arts and science is a great fit for you. And then we want you to come back for more information in our next webinars, and on our program options and on student experience. And I invite you to join us for our virtual open house event coming up on the 14th of November. And that's going to be a great way for you to get to know us. So there's going to be a number of events throughout November and ongoing through the winter. So reasons to choose arts and science, reasons to choose Queen's. Reason 1, I would say, is our history and our proven track record of undergraduate success, successful outcomes for our students. Queen's is over 175 years old. In fact, we are exactly 178 this year, and our beautiful campus is located in the historic city of Kingston. And as one of our principals said many years ago, it's the beauty of the place, its history, and its reputation for excellence. The graduation rate at Queen's is among the highest of all Canadian universities. We graduate 89.5% of our students, and that means that students who start with us stick with us all the way to graduation. In addition, over 90% of our graduates are employed within 6 months of graduation. Our alumni are really the proof of the quality of our education, and our arts and science alumni network has more than 68,000 people in that network in more than 154 countries around the globe. And we have very close relationships to those alumni. And so current students have opportunities to meet them and to network them. In fact, just recently, we had our first of this year. It's a regular event, but we had our first event called Life After Art Sci. And so that's an opportunity where it's kind of a conference day. In the past, it's been traveling or it's been on campus. This year, it's been virtual, but it's a chance for current students to meet our dynamic and exciting alumni. Another reason to choose arts and science, one of the reasons that make us unique and something that we're really proud of, is that Faculty of Arts and Science is a place where people care. Our students are not merely just a number. We think that we have a role to play in your journey and in the success of your journey, and that you are not just successful, but that you are well, that you are reaching your full potential on that journey. Queen's recruits excellent students, obviously, but even excellent students benefit from solid supports. So where do those supports come from? They really start right at the top. That support starts with the dean and associate deans like me and people in the faculty office. As I mentioned, we have a team of academic advisors. They are waiting. This is what they do. They are trained to meet with students and to talk about their academic journey. So if you had questions about, am I in the right course? Or I'm thinking about doing a minor, how would I do that? I'm thinking about adding a certificate, how would I do that? I'm thinking about dropping this course, should I? Or am I on track to graduate? Our academic advisors have one-on-one appointments with students to help guide them through that, guide them through those questions. We also have peer advisors, so students have a chance to meet with other students who can also help to answer their questions and to give them some advice. And ASIS, which is our student association, also runs a peer tutoring service. In addition to these academic support, students of course have access to all the resources at Queen's. We have a very expansive student wellness services. They just moved into a brand new building in Mitchell Hall, and that includes medical support, includes health promotion as well as counseling. We have student academic support services in the library, and they run workshops on study skills as well as one-on-one academic coaching and how to best use your time and resources to be successful in particular courses. In addition, we have people in every department. So in the more than 30 departments that constitute arts and science, there are advisors in the faculties, in the departments there, and of course professors and teaching assistants are right on the front lines of working with students. So we are very committed to your thriving as a student in arts and science. Our place at Queen's. So Faculty of Arts and Science is the largest faculty at Queen's. That's one thing that makes us unique and situates us in the landscape at Queen's. As I said, we have more than 30 different departments, and we make up 68% of the university. So we are a very large faculty. We are also the oldest. We are the oldest faculty at Queen's. Queen's begins in the faculty of what was then the Faculty of Arts, now Faculty of Arts and Science. When you look at the Queen's flag, it is tricolor. It is blue, gold, and red. We are the red. Arts and Science is the red in the flag. First courses were taught in 1842 by our first principal, Thomas Liddell, and he taught classics, mathematics, and natural philosophy. We are also the most diverse faculty. We have courses in, we like to joke that we have courses in everything from A to Z. We have courses from anatomy of the human body to writing literary nonfiction. But the honest truth is that we don't go right to Z because we don't teach zoology. We also are very diverse geographically. We have, of course, our campus in Kingston, Ontario. We also have West Campus, which is where the Faculty of Education is. And then I like to tease that we also have East Campus, which is in England, which is in East Sussex. We have the Bader International Study Center there. So we have an international campus in England, located in Herstmonceux Castle. And I'll say more about that in a minute. Oops. There we go. Queens is also a cool place to learn. The slide says a cool place to learn. I think it's a beautiful place to learn. There are lots of spaces on campus. I'm missing it quite a lot right now because we're all remote, but there's lots of spaces on campus that just lift my heart. And so this first image here in the top corner is one of our library study spaces. This is a study hall in Douglas Library, a beautiful window, as you can see. Students refer to this as the Harry Potter room. And so there are lots of wonderful places for students just to settle in, to meet other students and to get work done. In addition to the classrooms and labs where the courses actually happen. Then you see here an aerial photo of our campus, and I think one of the most appealing features of studying at Queen's is our campus. The campus is quite contained. It is a contiguous space. It's very, very walkable, as you can see. Lots of beautiful limestone buildings, mature trees, and also the campus is situated very advantageously, I would say, in relation to Kingston. On one side of the campus is the water, is the lake. You can see in this picture, the campus is nestled right up against the water. In fact, when the weather is good, students go swimming off the pier. We have the little park there and a swimming pier. It's called the Gord Downey Pier in honor of a member of the Tragically Hip, who are Kingston locals. So that's a great place for students to cool off when it's hot. So we have a lake on one side. We also have downtown on the other side. So it's a 10-minute walk from campus to a very vibrant downtown full of restaurants and shops. I understand that Kingston has the most restaurants per capita of any city in Canada. So downtown is also really vibrant and really lively, and it's wonderful to be able to walk there. This is not a campus where you will be taking the bus to school. Everybody walks or rides their bike because you will be living just that close. In the bottom corner here, we see our biology research station. So Queen's has this property. It is about 40 minutes north of campus. It's situated on Elbow Lake, and it has residence capacity, so that students and researchers can live there to do their research or stay overnight if they're doing coursework or field study. We've been collecting data at CUBES at the biology station for more than 70 years. So it's incredible slice of data on what's happening with bird populations, fish populations, and plant populations in this particular location. That's one of the reasons that makes it such a great place to study for students who are interested in biology and environmental science. Right here in the middle is a picture of the castle. This is Herstmonceux Castle. It really is a medieval castle. It was built in 1444, and it was gifted to the university by Alfred and Isabel Bader about 25 years ago now. And we do have students who live and study at the castle. There's a residence building there, and so a possibility is for you to do your whole first year of study at the castle, using it as a toehold for learning. Lots of field trips, as well as travel in England and in Europe. So that's a really great opportunity. I've had the opportunity to teach there a number of times. It is a really very magical and really special experience to learn at the castle. And then finally in the corner, this is the Queen's Observatory. It was first established in the middle of the 19th century and has a long and distinguished astronomical history. The current observatory houses a 14-inch reflecting telescope. It's on the roof of Ellis Hall. And right now it's used primarily for student training and for public demonstrations. This is an image of one of our classrooms. We have a number of these. We call them active learning spaces. There you see in the middle there, Professor Sella Olmsted from psychology. So this is a psychology class, and these rooms, as you can see, are fully wired. Students have the ability to plug their computers into the desks and project their work on the walls on these screens. So it's a great way to work collaboratively and to be able to show or work in progress with other students. Students in classrooms like this are divided up into small groups. Here you see groups of 5, groups of 6, and these smaller groups are given problems to solve. And so for example, in a classroom like this in psychology, they might be given model brains that they need to take apart and then label and then reassemble, or being given prism glasses to wear, which mimic a particular psychological condition, and then asked to do particular tasks wearing these prism goggles to understand what are the effects of that on brain and behavior. So these are very dynamic classrooms that allow students to really engage in what we call inquiry learning. So it's really problem driven and very hands-on. So this, as I say, is a psychology classroom, and you might be surprised to know that this is Psych 100. This is first year psychology. So first year psychology is one of our biggest courses. We enroll close to 2,000 students in Psych 100, and there's a large group component, but then every student is broken up into a group of about this size, about 24 to 30 students. We have 72 sections, and these sections are led by professors and led by teaching assistants. So there's a really great small group dynamic, even within our very largest first year courses. One of the neat things about being arts and science, we are a faculty of arts and science, which is actually kind of unusual in Canada. I think it gives us some very potent opportunities. There's about 5 large faculties of arts and science in Canada, and we are one of them. It means that a student under the arts and science umbrella has unbelievable amounts of flexibility. We offer 2,600 different degree combinations, because you can mix and match. So you can come in with the intention of being a major in an arts subject, and you could pick up a minor in a science subject. You could come in with the intention of being a major in a science subject. You could add a minor in an art subject. You can pick electives from the whole range of these courses. And so I've listed our plans here. And I think what's great about this is, if you are the kind of learner who has a wide range of interests, that you have a very active curiosity, and like to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of something else, then this is going to be a really great fit for you. And then even if you are the kind of student who is very determined, you know exactly what you want, you do want to do your specialization in life sciences, that's marvelous. But one of the things about being inside the Faculty of Arts and Science is you can do that life science major and a music minor, or a film minor, or pick up a language, because we're all under that same umbrella. So lots and lots of flexibility. And then you can also, as I say, mix and match. Last year when we were still traveling, I met a student in Vancouver, and she told me that her ambition in life was to be a diplomat. And I thought, fantastic. Queens is definitely for you, because in arts and science, she was able to take politics and economics and global development studies and a language or two. And so that ability to put together kind of a custom program with multiple areas of concentration and a wide range of electives suited her perfectly. I met a young man with similarly eclectic interests in Hamilton, and he told me that his interest was in machine learning, was in artificial intelligence. And again, what a great fit. So we have computing and math, of course, but also linguistics, philosophy. You can think about the ethics of machine learning. So again, really, really great fit for people who have kind of diverse interests that reach out into multiple fields. If you're interested in learning more about particular program options, as I say, please do join us on November the 14th. We're having a virtual open house, and members of the departments and students from all of these programs will be present, and you will have the opportunity to go into different breakout rooms, kind of like virtual booths, to go around and to talk to them and to ask them more specific questions about your interests, your program, and what would be required and what kind of possibilities there are. Okay, which leads me perfectly to this, next steps. So you can see under events, next two events we have coming up is the program options webinar. So that's next week. And so we'll be talking more about majors and minors and how you put the combinations together. Then the Arts and Science Student Experience webinar coming up after that. And then you see the virtual open house on November the 14th. And then finally, websites for registration and information. We are doing a student ambassador program. So if you are interested in being connected with an upper year student, we can do that. You can meet one-on-one and chat or text or email, FaceTime, and to get to know another student. Students are really our best ambassadors. You want to know what's really wonderful about arts and science? Ask a student. And so we're really very, very proud of them. And they're going to give you the best sense of what to expect and how to get the most out of your arts and science experience. So we'd be happy to connect you with a student through our student ambassador program. That's the ArtSci Connect page. And then you can also see ArtSci, why ArtSci. And then at the bottom, I've listed the website for admissions. And so that's central admissions, and they're the ones who are best positioned to answer questions about sort of the technicalities of the actual application process.